Good morning and welcome to this thought for the day for Monday, and today we're looking at Psalm 1. It's a psalm that has a bit of history for me and is a favourite of mine, and I think back to 70 years ago when I was in Sunday school, and I remember that as a competition or challenge at that time, members of the Sunday school were expected to learn this psalm and then to recite it in front of a scary panel of adults. I can't remember how well I did, but I don't think it was very good, and I've never been very good at learning stuff or reciting it. But I thought for old time's sake that I might read it today in the authorised version, which was the only version that was available in those days and the version in which I had to learn it. I wasn't so sure after I'd done it, but listen to see what it says. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth its fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so. They are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Well, as I read that, I was reminded of why I really don't use the authorised version, because I think it's so difficult to read, and rather than making the meaning plain, it tends to obscure it. So here's the NIV. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He's like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever he does prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. It's a great psalm, and it's a very encouraging message, and the picture of the fruitful tree is a lovely metaphor. But it is a rather rosy picture of the life of the righteous. And as we look at the other 149 psalms, we know that the psalmist's experience wasn't quite like that. That often he was oppressed by the wicked and saw the wicked flourishing, whereas he was in danger of his life. And that, of course, is a picture of life in every generation. And as we look around us now, we see President Putin acting as a dictator and denying justice to people. We see President Trump twisting truth and distorting justice. We see countries around the world where people are oppressed by their rulers, like North Korea, or even Islamic states where Christians are persecuted. And it doesn't seem very much like Psalm 1. And yet we are invited to see the world through the eyes of Psalm 1 and realise that God does care. God does have his hand upon us. God does influence life for our good, and that the wicked will not perish ultimately. And even though we go through times of difficulty, and we're certainly going through times of difficulty now, we can always do it through the eyes of hope and know that God is on our side, and that he will bless us, that he will protect us, and that ultimately things will be right at his hand. last Wednesday, Cheryl was talking us through Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. It's a wonderful message, and I hope it's one that we can live by this week. And whatever difficulties we face, we can put them in the perspective of Psalm 1 and know that God is on our side and will bless us. So have a great week.